Welcome to Board Games Daddy. Today, something special. I'm going to compare the old version of the core set of Arkham Horror, the card game, with the new version, the new release, and do an unboxing at the same time. Okay, so this one is the one that I previously have. I decided to invest in the new version because I wanted the better experience. I wanted the full decks available for the investigators, but I haven't opened that. So I'm going to quickly show you both to help you understand the differences. Immediately you can see the box is very different. This one is smaller, squared, and it has the same format as the old Fantasy Flight card games, while the new one it's the same kind of box as Marvel Champions, the same size exactly. So I'm assuming that we'll be able to hold everything inside, including some expansions. So we'll get to that. First, let's go and see the base one. So this is the, if I'm not mistaken, one of the first prints. It's 2016 here. So an old version that I have. Okay, there's some notes from my campaigns that I'm going to put on the side here. The old catalog as well from, when is this from? 2016, right? So I'm not going to focus this time on the catalog because this is going to be a long video. Yeah, but I know you know that I love this stuff. So this comes with the rules reference and the learn to play, as well as the campaign setup guide, so 3 manuals. Okay. And a typical Fantasy Flight box with these 2 things on the side and everything to be held in the middle, so I haven't destroyed the setup. The game comes with these 5 investigator images, okay, but unfortunately you need to have more than one core set box if you want to have the 5 decks available to play. So that's the biggest problem for this first core set, is that if you want to play with more than 2 people, you can't. It's very difficult, while the new version will allow you that. Okay, so the reason for that is the cards, the investigator cards for the investigator's deck, you need to share some cards among the investigators, so you won't be able to have, you don't have enough cards to have the 5 or 4 decks, so that's a big problem. Anyway, let's take a look. If you don't know the game, so just take a look here. Probably I left some decks here built. Let me see. From my previous play, yeah, exactly. So I was using Roland Banks, which is a cop class. You have the setup and the type of cards that you can take. So you can take all the police cards. Okay, so I won't be able to put side by side both cards, but you will see some cards are different, have different artwork. Okay, and he also uses some of the orange glass thing. This guy is good for fighting and shooting monsters. You have neutral cards and then the treasury cards. This is the one that I chose randomly to put in the deck. Okay, and so I also created the Wendy Adams deck, which is using red and just separate everything. Okay, probably there's a separation. I had the Wendy Adams deck using red and green, so that's why you cannot have. There's a 5th color which is purple, but for the other investigators you'll need to use some of these cards. So okay, some examples here of the green cards: Leo De Luca, pickpocketing, the weapons, the neutral cards. So the reds are the names yet. I'm not an expert here, but I want to be because this game has awesome potential. The story, the artwork, the Cthulhu Mythos is something that I'm very attracted at the moment, so I really want to invest. That's why I bought the new core set. Okay, there's Lita Chandler, came to this deck I need to put in the right place. I was playing the first campaign adventure and she was part of it, so. And then some of the cards that were not in the decks yet, and then the purple ones, this class. Okay, just going to show you a bit the cards. Right, these are the replacement cards, and the treasury that's still waiting. Okay, and some weaknesses and neutral cards, so these cards can go in any deck. And these are the investigators that I haven't used. So Daisy, it's Agnes, and it's Schizo Tool, criminal. Okay, so these are the investigator cards. I'm trying to leave them closer to end because if you want to do some comparison with the new one, we'll need that. So we have the tokens, the health tokens, the resources, the Tulu tokens, and the mind tokens, and you have the chaos bag, which is also composed of, there are some tokens still inside, because during the game you take some of these tokens, and these are basically modifiers that could help you or make your play even worse. And these are the remaining chaos tokens that were not part of the setup for the game. Okay. And so this small box also brings the campaign decks. It has it comes with 3 adventures. So the campaign is Night of the Zealot, and the first adventure is part 1, The Gathering. Okay, part 2, The Midnight Masks, and part 3, The Devourer Below. So I just played the first one, The Gathering. And you have multiple ways of finishing, so you take note of how you finish, and depending on how you finish, the campaign continues in certain ways. And so the cards are identified by the part of the campaign, and then you get the agenda cards that tell you the story, and then the cards with the monsters, by the locations. Everything happens on the cards, so monsters come on the cards, locations come on the cards, and it can go many ways. You can have several places to visit, and then these are the bad things that will happen to you on the deck that you also need to face. Becoming frozen, like having fog, ancient evils appearing on the gate. Okay, so this is the agenda for, it's another agenda. Okay, good. So multiple cards here, because they will appear many times on the decks. Okay, good. So this is the back. There you go. It's not worthy to University. It's not worthy to go one by one, just for you to get an idea. If you want to read it more detailed, you can always pause the game, right? Pause the video and read it, right? And I don't want to spoil anything as well, so I'm just showing you Dreams of Riley. Look at that image there, amazing. It's another monster to fight. So it seems like there's lots of content, but it's just 3 campaigns, 3 episodes of a campaign. So it won't last much. That's why there are many material out there for Arkham Horror, and I would like to collect them all. So the box also is mentioning some expansions already, so it's difficult this in the first print because it already includes mention to the Dunwich Legacy, an expansion, Elder Sign, the other game, Mentions of Madness, the other game, and Elder Horror, the other game. So yeah, this was a classic one. So now let's move the camera a bit to the side because we'll need space to unbox the revised core set. Okay, so on the revised core set you get the same 5 investigator, the mini cards, the same scenario cards, but 245 player cards, which is compared, see, only 119 player cards. So you see the same scenario cards and twice the resources as well. So the tokens you see here, it's like 61 against 30. You know, more people playing at the same time, you will need more tokens for everything. So a token, basically it's very redundant if you already have the other game. So I'm crazy, you know, by the things that I invest, and I really wanted to have the investigators available for you to pick and play, not having to do deck building, deck construction every time. But it's really a luxury, because with all the expansions you'll get more investigators already ready to be used, so you won't need to have this level of detail. But the box is also interesting to hold some materials and some expansions like investigators that I'm looking for at the moment. So I think and I'm going to sell or give away, probably give away the other game, so I'll return the investment somehow. There you go, learn to play, similar manual for sure, with a different touch, more updated rules, so it's always good to have the past version. After so many expansions, they did some tweaks on the rules, and so learn to play, a modern learn to play, it's good, and the rules reference as well, updated rules reference. Oh, the campaign deck, the campaign manual is bigger, it's not that small. Get the difference, it's bigger, it's in line with everything else. So let's see if we can spot any big change. So part 1, part 2, and part 3. And oh, you can take notes. Probably the other one is the same thing, but I scanned this not to of course not that much right on top of this. Some commercial mention to Unfathomable. I don't have this game. You know, this is a copy of Battlestar Galactica, so if you're a fan of Battlestar Galactica, you know what's there. What's this? Books in the Cthulhu's Mythos? Supernatural terror retrieving new novels. Yeah, so books. Interesting. Now the tokens. So yeah, much more tokens here. You have 3 instead of just ones. The chaos tokens, they should be the same. And then you have the first player mark now, that did not exist before. And there's the empty box. The chaos bag. Wow, this is much better than the previous one. I don't know if this is really the bag that comes with the game, because I bought it secondhand, but look at the difference. Wow, this one is very narrow for you to take things from. This one, it seems like it glows in the dark. Maybe not, but it's full bag. It's very cool. Okay, and you can hold all the expansions here, investigator ones. You have the cards for the investigators. It seems like the artwork changed a bit. There were some updates on the artwork. Find it here. Compare. Some changes. Apparently it's the same artist now doing all the investigator designs. So they all look being drawn by the same person, which is interesting. So we have people that really look alike coming from the same place. And then we have the 3 scenarios here packed together. So I'm not going to open, because I've shown you the cards there, so it's going to be redundant now, and I don't want to do any spoiler now that the cards are together like this. So the 3 scenarios, and this should be blank. I don't know what else should be. I don't know. Let's see. So, okay. So these are the decks: Roland, Daisy, Skids, Agnes, and Winky. So we constructed decks already here, and these are the remaining cards. Let's open the remaining cards just at a glance. These are the spare ones for you to upgrade your equipment for sure after you finish an experience and after you finish the campaigns. So, blue extra cards. Okay. See, all of them are not the base one, they have already a level there. Shotgun, first aid. I've had worse, okay. Glass, disc of Itzamna. The disc of Itzamna encyclopedia. So these are the guys from the university. Sorry, the focus is focusing on something on the back, so let's take everything out. Make sure that the focus is not playing around. Let's really focus on the cards. The cards have a different touch. I can feel the different touch here on the cards. Material is a bit different. It's not that glossy. These cards, they shine in this one. You feel like there's seems like something sticks in your hand, like there's some kind of card dust. Maybe because they are brand new. Streak, lockpicks. Oh yeah, that's a different art as well. Weapon, we've seen this card before. Okay, so these are the extra cards. We've seen this one. We've seen this one as well. I've used it. Now the reds. And some neutrals, the bulletproof. Yeah, the machine guns. Okay, and some spare treacheries. Okay. Maybe it's worth just to take a look at one of these to get an impression of how these decks are built or come built. Cannot have anything on the background because the focus is crazy, so let's move around. Okay, so a deck comes with the reference card for the actions and the round sequence, okay, and you have the character card, which now has a different artwork, and the rest looks exactly the same. So he has already here his special item. Only Roland Banks can use this card. He has already his treachery here. So let me see if they still mention here. Roland's basic on random. Roland, cover up, there it is, cover up. The card that needs to be. Roland, he has a one random basic weakness, and the random basic weakness they put here is Silver Twilight Acolyte. Okay, it comes already built there. So he has all the basic cards from the COP and some cards from the orange. So the deck is built. You can pick it up and start playing. There's some knives, some flashlights, machine guns. Okay, manual dexterity. That's it. Why not go after the other decks as well? I'm going to use a separator to hold everything in the box. I'm going to use this card as separators. Like I put my idea is always to put here uploader, so this becomes a bigger card and I can use it as a separator already. So she has her item, which is a bag, and her basic weakness is the Transformation. So that's not, sorry, not the basic weakness. It's the Necronomicon is their item, her asset. Okay, that she has. And she's an explorer, investigator in the library, so she's the orange guy. And she has some purple cards as well. Studies, aim, word of protection. And these things need to go out to a special place. Anyway, not. Let's see what you get an idea. There's no easy openings, so I need to brute force a bit. Get in. Okay, now it's Schizo Tool, criminal. So he brings an event on the lamb. He has some hospital debts because it seems like he has some family wife in the hospital. A mob enforcer as his weakness, knives, burglary, pickpocketing, hard knocks. Sneak attack. He also has some protector cards. Machete. A guard dog. Evidence. Dodge. Dynamite blast. And the neutral cards that everyone gets. With some overpower. Okay. Now our friend Agnes. Agnes looks like a nurse or something. The waitress. No, she's a waitress. She's a waitress, but she has a purple bag. So that means that she has some kind of powers. Out of look at this. This is like an envelope. I need to go on the corners. Destroy the corners to get inside. Go, Agnes, the waitress. She's a sorcerer. Waitress with sorcerer powers. Okay, what kind of cards we have here? She gets an heirloom of Hyperborea. Hyperborea, that's a tree, right? Dark memories. So this is the Harry Potter character. She has the haunted. She is haunted as a basic weakness. Forbidden knowledge on the vault. Rosary. Scrying, arcane studies, arcane initiate. Drawn to the flame. Okay. She's fearless. And she also has a leather coat. She is with a monster on the window. It's food, the cat. This is Stella, one of the investigators. That's right. It's the ones that I have bring to the channel. Stella, the postman, the postwoman, that delivers cards. Okay. Last but not the least, we got Wendy, the drifter. The drifter. She has her amulet. She was abandoned, poor thing. She has amnesia, and she also has a leather coat. Scavenging, so she's super red. Red is her focus. Switchblade. She's also a bit of pickpocketing and thief. Hide and do stuff when one is looking, and she has a life, a flashlight, and she overpowers, and she finds unexpected courage to do stuff. That's it. Okay, good, guys. I hope I've shown you and give you details about both of these editions. For the future, I'm keeping the new one. Follow the channel and follow me on Instagram. For sure, soon I will do a giveaway for the old version, which, as you've seen, is perfectly good if you want to start getting into Arkham Horror, the card game. So don't forget to subscribe, like the video, follow me on Instagram, and I hope to see you on the next material that I'm going to share. Many material for Arkham Horror. Thank you. Goodbye.